Hi, very good afternoon to all of you. It's a pleasure to have you guys into this particular meeting. And I'm extremely happy that the initiatives that we have taken in Iasa India has improved Iasa Global overall in terms of the knowledge share that Iasa Global is able to provide, and we have extremely active participants who are regularly attending our monthly e-summits. So let me browse through the activities that the Iasa Global has. Before that, let me say that apart from the Pan Asia India chapter, we do have global chapters which are more than 36. We have in Japan, Malaysia, and Sydney. Very active members in Americas, in Europe. In fact, we have Dublin Conference, Ireland, happening in the first week of June, and followed by many other events across Sweden and United Kingdom. I'll touch upon that a little bit later. In terms of our India chapter initiatives, you're able to see my screen, I suppose. We do have multiple events happening in the month of July. We do have a ISA IT Architect conference, which was held in March 23rd of 2016, repeating in October. We have a uh, we have an upcoming event in terms of workshop, which is on the July 2nd in Bangalore. This is a career workshop. There are a couple of points here. One is that those who are already experienced in working, who wish to take over into the architecture field, can come and look at the method and approach, the sequence of training and certifications that you can undergo, including that of Open Group. The second thing is there are people who are already working as architects who need to have a push into their profession for recognition in various forums and various organizations. For example, I'm just showing you a list of those companies who are members of the ISA Global and who are mandating their architects to basically undergo CETA certifications and to be contributors and to be a part of the community. So if you can look at the mandate CETA, they are um, just hold on. These are the companies like Accenture, Alliance, Amazon, ANC, Boeing, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, CGI, CIMB, Citibank, Citrix and Cognizant, Cordis, Deloitte, Dell, then also Emirates and Department of Technical Education in Government of Karnataka has mandated and is issuing a memo in terms of improving the syllabus as well. I'll touch upon that in the academia. We do have Emirates, Ericsson, Fidelity. We have Honeywell, Hyundai, IBM, iGate, Infosys, JDREDS, and KPMG, L&T Infotech, Maybank, Microsoft, Mindtree, Emphasis. New York University is doing academic program for ISA, and Oracle. We also have SAP, Red Hat, Sapient, SLK Kirloskar, TCS, Tesco, who are mandating many of these certifications to be a part of their architecture team. So, in the career workshop, we will be dwelling as to how to meet those expectations. And plus, we have an online solution architecture instructor led program starting the 11th of July, and an architecture foundation workshop, which will actually give you the foundations that are essentially required for becoming a foundation architect. That's on the July 15th. And then it will follow with an Architect Core India, which will be a CTIF certification on July 25th, which is a 5-day workshop and course. So there will be the focus will not be mainly on certification. It will be in terms of like when you're practicing as an architect, you need to understand the methodologies. You need to look at the frameworks that are available in the in theory and in practice today, and then bring them together in a sequence that will be helpful in bringing certain business value while architecting. That is our focus, and ITABOC, which is our a foundation book. You can see that ITABOC as a menu. You can see that as a very important part of our ISA offerings. So going along, we do have different chapters providing these kind of courses and opportunities for you. Then we have, if you want to look at the list of those training courses or certifications that we have, you can visit our website at training. And in training, we do have a lot of things which not necessarily end up only in uh, person to person instructor led trainings. We have trainings which are instructor led, which is IT architect body of knowledge, the core which I spoke to you, the foundation and the architect core courses. Then we have specific instructor-led trainings in BTS, which will bring actually a focus on how to meet business value with technological approach. We do have business architecture, information architecture, infrastructure, software and solution architecture, separate courses which are instructor-led. So you can please go through the website, and if you are interested, please do request either in the meetup so that I will get to know who is interested, or directly on the website becoming a member. For all this, I think it is prudent that you become a basic member of ISA, wherein you look at different membership levels available. Basic member is free, and however, the full membership costs you $125. So you need to, if you need to have all the access to all knowledge share sessions and the e-summits, you need to mandatorily have full membership plus also discounts in the courses and certification. So apart from the instructor led, we have certain self-paced training courses, which will bring you up to date with most of the technologies that we have today in the global arena, including cloud, agile, and also in terms of soft skills like meetings, negotiation, leadership. How do you present? What are the importance of IT governance in terms of architecture work? How do you manage your meeting? And also a varied comparison of frameworks and methodologies available today, including Open Group as well as ZACMAN, DODF, FEA. Most importantly, there are certain things which are a base foundation for our architecture. One is in terms of the business valuation. Maybe in terms of implementing, you need to know the business process management and also the basics of process management in terms of designing as well as in architecting the UML. So these are some of the self-paced courses. The last but not least is in terms of investment prioritization and planning. So if you're looking at being a strategist, architect, this will be a very good soft skill for you. So these are all self-paced courses which you can click and then register if you are a full member. And if you are a basic member, you need to pay some amount. Full members, I think they do get a lot of freebies in terms of attending these things at their own pace. So we have instructor and as well as the self-paced courses. In addition to this, we do have certain um, corporate trainings which keep happening every week in India. In fact, Microsoft, Accenture, Dell, Mindtree, and so many other companies who are our corporate members have initiated those corporate trainings. So you can go through these calendar certification and other information which will be helpful for you to map it. But most importantly, if you come for the event which is Architect Foundation on the July 2nd, it will be very useful for you in terms of how to go in for the membership. Apart from the individual level membership, we do have corporate memberships, which I told you already, Microsoft, Dell, and others who are. And then we have engagements wherein we ensure that a center of excellence is built. Uh, we do look at maturing the architect team within clientele space. We have different engagement packages. Mind you, we don't do consulting per se, we do engagement. So if there is a particular corporate group which is already having consulting in enterprise architecture space, we help them from the point of view of the clients understanding how to go ahead and implement the roadmap that the consultants have advised by improving their internal teams. So there are a couple of programs that we are doing for a couple of corporates like Petronas. We're doing it for Dell. We are doing it for Microsoft in terms of improving their client engagement, clients improving their capability to run the show. So it is in our ideology that Iasa Global should help in improving the practice of architecture, and people who are recognized to do this work should be enabled. And so we handhold them, we bring up their skill level, and then work with them. Supposing there are a couple of projects, we work with them so as to enable them as to how to do it rather than just show them the theory or or just a certification course. So that's what we do in engagements. We do have architects forum, we have enterprise architecture management forum, we have career center wherein we manage a couple of lateral inclusion and exclusions based on their capability and level at which they are. We can ramp them up into 3 to 6 months and be able to address or apply for these courses which are there cross globally, including in India. So if you have time, please go through this, and then you will find that there's a lot of vacancies that Iasa Global can help you meet the role by undergoing certain training and laterally improving so that you professionally become more architecture oriented, capable, and even the client companies like GE or EMC or Infosys will be able to take you into their architecture team. So that's something that is very interesting for laterals who are planning to actually move on into a more professional body of architecture. We always believe in making architecture as a profession. Today, it is more recognized as a job, or you happen to get assigned to because of your experience, and then you need to dig across multiple tires to get information as to how to do things. We do have an event calendar which spells you out what all we are doing as ISA globally. You can register for some of them who are online, some of which are in person, like the ISA Architect Foundation workshop, and you will get the benefits of it. But I mandate that you guys become basic members and then start working through this. Apart from those events which are on the chat, we do have certain things on virtual scale, which are e-summits. Now we did have a first in the world 24-hour follow the sun e-summit last this month, June 15, 16. It was attended by over 1,200 people across the globe, and we had 24 speakers in 24 hours with 4 coordinators talking about various areas of architecture. And on July 20th, we do have one more session, which is more of an 8-hour e-summit, which will start around 6 o'clock in the evening India time and go on till late night. More of the US time later on. So we will have about 10 to 12 speakers who will be talking about cloud and hybrid. Going back in terms of our community within Indian space and globally, we have the Microsoft Association of Practicing Architects, who are our community member, and they have about 14,000 members who are getting benefited out of ISA partnership. And we do have Microsoft oriented technologies there offered through MAPA, plus ISA doing this non-conflict model. We don't propagate certain specific products and vendors, but we do give them a global exposure. So we have MAPA helping in terms of propagating the ISA methodologies, and we also improve the Microsoft way of architecting with our global practices. So in events, there are multiple conferences happening. One is in Dublin actually next week. The other one in Austin, Raleigh, and Frankfurt, Sofia. We are planning actually for a conference, ITA, which will be in the month of November in India, and maybe I will send out the request for participation through this forum as well as on the website. So these are some of the things that ISA has been very actively doing. And one of the most important things for ISA as an association of practicing architects, mind you, this is an organization with just 4 employees. It's a non-profit organization. It is by the architects for the architects. So the Iterbog book, which has transformed from version 1 to version 2 today, version 3 tomorrow, has been authored by over 220 people who are peers in the areas. And we have actually gone ahead with kind of an oncological approach wherein an architecture requirement is broken down into multiple capabilities and skills level mapped with the skills and the role that they play. So you can contribute your part in terms of the ITAPOC different areas. You can participate in trends and techniques, in revision of ITAPOC version 2, different engagement models. You can look at viewpoint library, which is basically uh, a basic requirement for an architect to be able to perceive a technological architecture from various points of view: management, business, technology, stakeholder, user. So there is a viewpoint library as well, and there's a tool guide. So you can be a part of the contributor, and you can definitely look forward to be a part of the authoring the ITBOC as well. So there are multiple things which are happening in expecting association to grow with your contribution as an architect or an upcoming architect. I wish you can, I would like you to go through this particular video, which I will try to put it on right away.
A lot of time thinking about what's important for the profession of architecture, and I'm very excited about the release of the ISA IDABOT. The team has worked very, very hard on this. There's been 75 to 150 individual contributors, volunteers, and thought leaders involved in building this body of knowledge. And when we talk about a body of knowledge, when we talk about what's important for architects, I spend a lot of time thinking about some of the trends versus what's actually working in the field. And what I want to talk about today in this brief segment and why the IDABOC is important is you've got to start thinking about people over process. Now, we know this in agile delivery. We know that people matter more than process, that self-organizing teams are more powerful than pre-organized teams and pre-organized processes that are task-based or management-based. The IDABOC takes a completely fundamentally different approach to the maturity of architecture practices. It says that great architects will deliver great value with or without a great process. With a great process, they will likely do better than without one. But poor architects will not deliver value whether they have a great process or not. The IDABOC's process framework is very much focused on how people organize into reasonable sized teams and how each of those teams function and the skills and capabilities of the individuals within those teams. So when we say this is people focused over process focused, we recognize that not one process fits all organizations. We are pro every framework in the marketplace because every framework in the marketplace has at least one organization that has found success with it. The important part in our minds is knowing how and when to apply process frameworks in an individual organization and finding out what is working with them.
Okay, that was Paul Price, who is the CEO of ISA. His point of view in terms of ITABOC as a review. So if you're interested, you can contribute, you can be a part of the events, you can be a speaker in the e-summit, you can participate in conferences, you have to become a member, of course, of the association, and you can be part of these forums as well as get educated. We have an academic forum which is focusing on improving the university grads with the Board of Education. We are aligning ourselves with the multiple universities like that of New York, in Greater London. We have in Europe a couple of Swedish universities, and plus we are aligning with a group of engineering colleges in India, especially in and around Bangalore, for improving through AICTE approval for software architecture and bringing them right on from the sixth semester till the eighth semester with a practical case for business analysis and architecture before they join Microsoft and Dell as two preferred corporate members who wanted to take grads with this kind of training in India. So more about it, maybe I can focus in the next of the sessions, that is in the July month, and I can brief you with the progress that we have. We do need a lot of instructors. Most experienced people from this group can also take part as instructors, getting trained after the certification for taking courses as well. We have a board of education and board of chapters and membership, which drives the whole scenario. So at this point, I think I open it for discussion. I do see Rajesh. I think, hi Rajesh. Rajesh, are you there?
Yes, Vinu, I was in mute.
Yeah,
You're able to hear me?
I can hear you very much. I did see that you are interested in participating for the foundation workshop. You just sent a request as well.
Yes, I was bit want to info on, there are two workshops, right? One on July 2nd and another on 15th. What is the difference between these two?
The first one is more of a briefing, which will give you the overall length and breadth of what we offer at ISA. And the second one, the July 15th, let me go to the website and show you. July 15th is more in terms of actually doing the workshop on foundation.
Yeah, is it a one-day event or two-day event?
The architect workshop, which we have, career workshop, speaks about, overall what scheme of things that you can take part as an architect. Okay, it will be more of briefing about what are the opportunities that you have, how can you meet that, and once you become an architect, what will be the roles, responsibilities that you may have to take up, and depending upon your skills, you can align what you want to do with ISA, either in training or certification or partaking. It's nothing oriented towards a certification or a training, but it is more of informative gathering that we will have on the July 2nd. Okay. And on the July 15th, July 15th, we have the foundation workshop, which is for 2 days, which will give you more of a capability to register for further courses for CETA F, A, or a S, and then look at the different aspects of ITABOC, which is the foundation pillars we have. It is a briefing about the technologies, how we focus them towards business. It will give you a uh, in-depth knowledge, maybe about 30% too into a certification course, which will happen in the last week of July. So this is more of hands-on workshop wherein we will show you certain business cases. You can actually participate and you will get to know how to do things practically in architecting rather than just the blah blahs of theories and frameworks. So you can actually go through this workshop, which will be more meaningful. It depends on where are you working, Rajesh?
I work in Omega
Okay.
in Beswangudi.
Oh, okay, okay, fantastic. And what actually is your? Are you doing some of these architecture design, or are you? How are you involved in this area?
Yes, I do involve in architecture meetings in Omega and take part in. We have a group of architects, so
Okay.
I take part in the design process actually, design and architecture.
Maybe what I can do is, if you are free on Monday around Monday sometime 11 to 3, you can give me a call. You have my number here. We can discuss
Oh,
about what you can actually attain and take forward this interest.
yeah, sure, Vinu. That will be helpful.
Yeah. So there were a couple of others who were interested, but they had different timings, and I'm trying to record this stuff so that one base I can show it to them. The rest of the seven people, some of them want it sometime in the evening on a working day. So I have kept it open as well, Rajesh. So I will post this recording on the web as well for all of you to revisit.